Rally gameplay. Been trying. I unlocked. I bought a pro level cross car. Did I say that right? But we are going to be doing some of the Clubman Championship racing. We're using a Mini Cooper still, which I need to switch because the car sucks. But Mac and I are both waiting on our Cinch gaming controllers. I think we both ordered them last week. I think his is here supposed to be Wednesday. I think mine's gonna be here at end of the week, I assume. I haven't gotten a date exactly yet, but pretty excited. They are different than the Scuff gaming controllers, which are paddles on the back instead of they're paddles on the back instead of buttons. So Scuff is buttons. No, sorry. Scuff is paddles,
Four,
and
three,
Cinch
two,
is buttons.
one, go.
The reason why I went with the buttons and went with Cinch instead of Scuff was actually, I went with Cinch because Cinch just has a little bit more of customizations, and also I use the Xbox One Elite controller. I'm not an Xbox player, but I have used the Xbox One Elite controller, which is an awesome feeling controller. It's nice and weighted, and the options are really nice. I think you can remap it, and you can have 2 to 4 paddles. 4 paddles is just you can't play. It makes the controller so much more bulky, and it's just not usable. And even the 2 paddles is okay. Are okay. My only problem with them is that you tend to bump them quite a bit, or I bump them quite often. It's real sensitive. I can see them being okay for like an RPG style game or something like that, but for first-person shooters and first-person shooters and games where you hit one button and your guy's switching guns or reloading when you don't want him to is the difference between getting a kill and dying. So the paddles for me were really sensitive. I'm hoping the buttons are. I have no idea. I've never played with a button controller. I've never used a Cinch controller, but I've heard great things about them. But I have no idea what the buttons are going to be like. If they're going to be a real soft touch, or if they're going to need to be depressed pretty hard. So we'll see. I'm excited. And I've never used a controller with grip. I did order grip. We'll see how that works out, but pretty stoked. And then I have 2 more. So I'm ordering a new controller. I already ordered the new controller, and then I have one brand new controller I just bought about a month ago, and then an older beat-up controller. So I'm thinking of sending in one of these to get replaced, or not replaced. Get the buttons installed, but I'm gonna wait and see. Because I might not even like the 4 buttons. It might be too much. So what I might do is see if I don't like the 4 buttons and see what buttons I use a lot. Maybe it's X and square, X and circle, and then maybe I'll switch at that point to 2 buttons and just switch to 2 buttons and just use those 2, and so have one controller with 4 and one 2. But we'll see. It's pretty cool that they give you the option to send in. I think that there's a big difference. They take off like essentially the 50 or 60 bucks the controller costs. So if you're considering it, make sure you have a backup controller and then send in the other one. I think we're talking about making a video. Unboxing video, posting for you guys about the unboxing / review, just to kind of give you guys some insight. I looked on YouTube, and I've looked on YouTube, and just kind of general Google search about the 4 button controller versus the 2 button controller, and I haven't seen any reviews on the 4 button controller, so that was kind of frustrating not being able to find it. So I think there's a good opportunity that we can give you guys some feedback on the 4 button one this time. and then compare versus 4-button versus 2-button, and I think Max screwed up. Sorry, Max, but I'm gonna say I think he screwed up on getting only 2 buttons, and no remappable. I'm stuck. Can reset my car. Okay. But the controller I tried, the Xbox One Elite controller that I did try with the paddles and all that stuff, it is his controller, and he seems to be comfortable with only having 2 buttons. I think he uses, well, for Xbox, he has PlayStation 2, but for Xbox I think it's A and B he uses, so the X and circle button. He's comfortable just using those 2, and I think he went with that again for this controller, so we'll see. I don't know if he's gonna... He said he's never remapped the Xbox One Elite controller, so I don't think he's too worried about it. I just, for me, with my first gaming controller ever, I wanted to have the options of all the buttons just so I could kind of feel what I'm... I mean, I figured the triangle button is not going to be used very often, but I went with... So, if you look at your controller, your X and your circle, for me, I feel that they're more on the right-hand side of the controller, whereas the square and triangle on the left. So for my bottom right button, I chose X. Top right button, I chose circle. Bottom left was square, and top left was triangle. So I think it'll be a good setup. I think it'll be cool. It'll take some getting used to at first, of course, but after that, I think it'll be very, very useful. And I was not very good on that one. Vehicle definitely. Oh, I'm down 3 in the overall. Booty. Did not do so hot on that one. Hope everybody had a good weekend. It's super hot here in California. It's like mid-90s pretty much all last week and then the weekend. But for some reason it feels like this week, yeah, this week's cooling off quite a bit. We're low 70s all week, so shoot, I'll take sunny and low 70s over freaking 90s all. I skipped it on accident. Over mid-90s any day or any week, so
right 5 careful dip into left 5 over crest 60. Left 4 long over crest, open 40.
You know, Mac, right 5. We haven't played. Oh, you know what? We did.
Into left 4 tight.
And Rocket League in
60.
Shoot, a while.
Left 5 and bump. Right
but we did do a dual stream on NHL, which I thought was awesome. I don't know if you guys have ever tried a dual stream. Or it's basically the difference in my opinion. It's the difference with talking on the phone with a friend versus talking face to face with a friend. When you're side by side right next to each other, the communication is better. You can goof off more. You know, versus where you're on the phone, it's like you don't know how the person's reacting to stuff, or I don't know. It's a different experience. We're definitely planning on getting NHL 17 together, and that way we'll do some like regular gameplay without being with each other. But I think a lot of what we're gonna do is maybe once a week get together and have a dual stream, whatever you want to call it. I guess it's not really a dual stream, but stream while we're playing together from the same console, which I think is kind of fun. It's kind of fun too. But that was our first time ever trying it on PlayStation, and honestly, PlayStation does it right when it comes to dual streams. Logging in on someone else's console. I actually logged in on my own account on his console, and I had full access to my account. When I press the PS button, it goes to my home. All my friends, I can receive messages, a whole 9 yards. I can pretty much do whatever I want. And it displays obviously his games that he has downloaded on his console, just because it's his console and your account doesn't carry over your games. So yeah, so that was pretty cool. And then if I'm in the dashboard and he decides to press the home button stays or the home screen stays how it is. It just switches over to his information, so he can then access his friends and do all that kind of stuff. So I think that was really cool of them to do it that way. And so the thing is you can't stream from two different. You cannot stream to do two different sources at the same time. So we try to do a Twitch stream and a YouTube stream. You can only do one, which, I mean, I can see, right? Because if you are putting out that much, you know, what we call data, whatever, internet stuff, it's gonna lag your console quite a bit, lag your gameplay, and make it pretty difficult to kind of play online games. So I think that's why they limit it to only one. I don't really mind though, because I feel like most people that stream, right? Anyways, they're only streaming to one source. So I wasn't too tickled about it. Other than that, I think they did a pretty awesome way. I don't know how Xbox is, so I could be talking about stuff that Xbox does as well, without knowing. I mean, this isn't me slamming Xbox, but I just know that PlayStation does it right. And a lot of console stuff comes down to preference, right? I've been a PlayStation person. Ooh, whoops. Compton, don't listen to your co-pilot. I've been a PlayStation guy since I was a kid. I started out with the PS1 and then went on to the PSX, which was like, I think it was just a smaller version of PlayStation 1, because it was the same game. I played PlayStation 1 games. And then the big one for me was, I got a lot of use out of, was the PlayStation 2. I got the PlayStation 2 with the Gran Turismo 3 package. So that was pretty awesome. And then, I don't know about you guys, but the game for me when I was a kid that I played ever-loving hell out of, which was an online game, and so for PlayStation 2, I mean, that was pretty innovative. The online gameplay was actually pretty good. The only problem was, right, yeah, Wi-Fi wasn't really around at all then. So everything was pretty much hardwired. So our PlayStation was hardwired, and you could lag switch, right? You could, for example, play a shooting game, you could hide behind a corner and then pull your switch and then go kill a bunch of people and then plug it back in. And if nobody came and killed your body that was just sitting there, you just got a bunch of free kills, basically. Play second, that was okay. Hopefully I move up some ranks. Oh, moved up one. What was I going with that? There was something cool I was gonna say. Oh, SOCOM 2 was the game to play. I don't know about you guys, but that was my favorite by far. I played that a ton online. I was actually in the top. I naturally got, which I mean by naturally is no cheating, no hacking, no codes, no whatever. I got into the top 500 on that game, which I thought was pretty cool. Dang it, and I did it again. I got in the top 500 of players, and there was, I think, either a couple 100,000 or at least a couple maybe million players, but there was a ton of people on that game all the time. Like, no matter what, you could always find a lobby. But yeah, I freaking like shot up in that game. It was awesome. It's a third-person shooter, which I don't really like now. But it was a third-person shooter. It was a Navy SEAL terrorist kind of. I mean, it was a mid-90s game, so it was very influenced by the, I think, Desert Storm and kind of what was going to start. Well, actually, I don't know if it came out as, it might have come out right as the 9/11 stuff. So it was a lot of the warfare was U.S. Navy SEALs versus terrorists. A lot of the stuff was in the desert. But then they kind of did some other stuff too, like some boat missions and stuff like that. But it was really cool. You could basically, there's a couple of options. I think the gameplay was essentially, you had two options. You either played, I think it was Team Deathmatch, which was not ranked. So, yeah, it wasn't ranked. So you could just go and go one kill and 30 deaths, but it wouldn't matter because there's no ranked. And But yeah, so you wouldn't.
Right 5 over crest jump.
So yeah, so the game was there was a team deathmatch or suppression, whatever they called it. Basically just 6-on-6 or whatever it was, go crazy. The real fun was in basically what we know as search and destroy. That was really fun. That was ranked, I believe. I think that was the difference, unless it was. Ooh. But that game was a ton of fun. I played a ton of ranked. It was basically like search and destroy, and I think it was the first of 5 rounds, so it wasn't like COD where you go to 3 or 4 or whatever it is. It was a lot of fun. It was so much fun. And then SOCOM 3 was pretty cool too. That was kind of like early Battlefield basically. SOCOM 3 you had tanks, you had Jeeps, Humvees, like across the map sniping. That SOCOM 3 was like where, I mean, for a PS2, PS2, definitely PS2. It was a PS2 console game. It was insane as to how big the maps were at the time. Right, we went from SOCOM 2 that were like fairly small to medium-sized maps, most of them, and then you can go to like SOCOM 3, which was basically like Battlefield maps, and it was like, whoa. Because at the time, right, you go back to PS2 and those times, and there wasn't much for online gameplay in general, but there wasn't a lot of diversity in games, and SOCOM was the kind of like front leaders, in my opinion, at the time. Playing like crap. But I'm definitely bummed now that they didn't really do much after that. They did SOCOM 3, then they didn't do SOCOM 4, I don't think, for a while. They did like SOCOM, jeez. I'm going to Google it right now because it's going to bug me. But it was something like SOCOM Opera, I don't know. I got to look it up because it's just going to drive me nuts. SOCOM video games. Let's see, SOCOM series. So SOCOM 1, I think that was not online. That game was fun though. Yeah, so PlayStation 2 had SOCOM 1, SOCOM 2, SOCOM 3. And like I said, they didn't do 4 for a while. They did SOCOM, basically called Combined Assault, which was really lame. I didn't like it at all. Yeah, it just sucked. It just wasn't the same game. Then it was SOCOM Confrontation, and that was kind of weak too. And then they did 4, and 4 it was like too late, right? They had done 2 bad games, and it was kind of a late release on the PS3, and nobody was really on it, and then just kind of folded. So that was unfortunate. But this is gonna be a short stream. I think I'm gonna end this here. Let us know if you guys want to see certain gameplay. We're waiting for 7 Days to Die coming out soon. We're also still considering doing a video for our controllers. So if you guys like to see that, stay tuned. Anyways, DMAC Gaming out.